Hi. This morning I thought I'd talk about when people come to psychotherapy or counselling or whatever, they may or may not know why they're there. Some people come and they sort of mention what we would call their presenting issue. So the therapist or counsellor would say, what do you think I can do? What do you think I might be able to help with? And often that presenting issue is actually just a way in. It turns out not to be the thing that you do the work on. So I think but it's a good way in. Sometimes people come because they're anxious or they've got low mood or they're confused, or things aren't kind of just panning out the way that they hope they would, but they can't get a grasp on it. So that it's a way for them to coming to speak to somebody. It's a way for them to actually just begin to unravel that stuff. Now I have got an age range from sort of 18 to 89 in my work, and it's never too early or it's never too late to actually begin to do this kind of stuff. Now when somebody is actually in my room and there's a sense that they're stuck, we use something, and lots of practitioners probably do this, but there's something called the miracle question. And that is, if you actually had a magic wand, what would, if you woke up tomorrow, what would have changed? What would be different? If there's one thing that would be different, what would that be? And that's a really powerful thing, because for example, I had somebody last year, and they were feeling stuck, and so when we did that question, the following week they came in, they sort of understood that what they really felt that they needed was to just be a bit more confident in a particular area, and that if that happened, then lots of other things wouldn't feel quite so problematic. So it might not be a big huge carbuncle. It might be something small. So yeah, so it's worth sweating the small stuff when you're in therapy. So that's one thing, as a miracle question. What would happen if tomorrow you woke up tomorrow and there had been a miracle? What would be different? So that's one thing. But the other thing that I've done for quite a long time is, are you living the life that would give you the epitaph that you would like? So say you're a fly on the wall at your own funeral, and all the people at the funeral are kind of three glasses to the wind. What are they saying about you? Are they saying the kind of things about you that you would want people to be saying about you? Because actually, now is the time to begin to live the life that would give you that epitaph. So it's a bit of a tough gig, actually, thinking about your own funeral, but it is an interesting sort of activity to do, because actually, if people are three glasses to the wind, they're not actually in that position of saying what they're meant to say about you, which the humanist or the minister or whoever's or the family have said about you when they're dry. So think about that. Those things are ways for you to actually remember that you have agency about how you become. What happens next in your life is a choice. And it might be a small choice. But anyway, have a go at that, see what you think.